Well, the mean time? I don't have time for mean people. I have the time for religious people. You know? So, now that I know Europe is a bunch of heathen assholes, what am I to think about Europeans now? You know, before I just thought they were a bunch of little wimps. The best Europeans died in World War One. The second best died in World War Two. So now you just dealt with a bunch of Fanucci's and limp wrists and a few crazy fucks here and there. Sprinkled. Not saturated. And so, now that I know they're heathens, I'm going to have to ask people to be on the lookout for Europeans. If they come to your show, screen them. Make sure they do not spread their dirty witch seeds, because they are the color green. Sick fucks. And also, I just want to make another note. There's another show, I guess I should say, a network called Night Talk. And it has Pumpkin Face on there. Rick, Jay Sands. Basically, they alternate. Most of the time, though, you'll see it's Rick. Rick at least does Weekend Edition, which is Friday and Saturdays. 7 p.m. my time. PST, so what's that, 10 EST, I assume? And then usually Pumpkin Face you see do once in a while. And then Jay Sands sometimes fills in other nights. So, essentially, the Night Talk is on every night, or most of the nights, but it's never on Sunday. You know why? Because those guys don't have God. If they had God, they'd be on Sunday. They'd know that, yes, you're not supposed to work on Sundays. I understand that. You're not supposed to work Sundays. But radio is not work. Radio is internet therapy to your head. We must embrace this internet radio phenomenon while it lasts, before the FEMA people come to our houses and force us all into FEMA trailers. Don't you guys get it yet? It's our last days. This is the end of the golden age. Some might argue, oh, well, you know, Bill Clinton was the golden age. Well, maybe he was. I don't know. He's the one that got his dick sucked, not me, you know. I mean, that was 1996. Yeah. It's not that anymore. It's 2015 or whatever the year is. I don't know. The important thing is we, as Spreaker, internet comrades and friends, and we form the caravan. We go from one show to the next in numbers. We gotta experience each other. We got to poke fun of each other in the eyes. Because if we don't, Spreaker will be taken over by the FBI. All our computers get rooted. SWAT teams get called on all of us. There will be no more of us. We'll be in, the FEMA camp in Guantanamo Bay. That's the first FEMA camp ever. And guess what? They have best medical coverage in the world. Yeah, if you're a terrorist, you get to go there. Greatest medical coverage. Yeah, you won't find that here. If you're in America and you, I don't know, you do something stupid, or maybe someone did something stupid to you, and you need to go see a doctor, you better hope you have insurance. Or if you don't have insurance, hope you have like 10 grand in your pocket. I know I do. And so you gotta do something. If you don't have any of that, guess what? Every single county in America is required to have a free county hospital. Problem with these free county hospitals, as one might imagine, hardly any of the people in there speak English. In the wait time. Yeah. Unless there's a super duper duper life-threatening emergency, you're going to have to go in the waiting line. But you know what, people? That's the price you pay for it being free. Hey, you know, you want free stuff? Wait 8 hours. That's fine. You know what? Go for it. Just bring your Netflix and a phone charger. Just go in there. Free every time. Beat the system. Say, fuck you, treat me. The greatest part about exiting a county hospital is, you guys want to know? They say, here's a suggested bill. That's right, suggested. You don't have to pay it. You do not have to pay, but it's suggested that this is what you owe. So this is what you do. When you walk out of there, you say, here's a $5,000 bill for a toenail replacement. You look at it, and then you look at their face, and you say, fuck you, motherfucker. Then you look down at the piece of paper, and you crush it. And then you throw it at the guy's face. And then you walk out of there. And then you say thank you as you leave, of course, because although we might not have the best mannerisms, we've got to have some, or else we'll be a second world nation. And America cannot be a second world nation just like that. Do you understand? So, another thing that's been going on is that there's been a war going on. This took place, was it last weekend? Yes, I think it was last weekend. Essentially, and just so you guys know, okay, so as everyone knows, Dyslex does a show. Night Talk Weekend Edition does a show about the same slot. The only difference is Dyslex keeps going on and on and on. So what a lot of people do is they start at Jay Sand's show, aka Rick's show, Weekend Edition. Once that's over, they go to Dyslex's show. That's a popular norm. Now, you can go to either. You can start off at Dyslex and just stay at Dyslex. Or you can just go to Night Talk and just stay at Night Talk and not go to Dyslex's. But I recommend both shows. It's important that we all interact. So what happened was, okay, Night Talk ended. And me, being the caravan leader, I said, in Weekend Edition's chat, I said, go to Dyslex's show. The show's over. I think it had like 1 minute left. That's fine. 1 minute left. So, we all went to the Night Talk show. Or, sorry, the Dyslex show. And I always tell people, hey, it's going to be on 9 hours. 12 hours. But actually, in case you guys have not noticed, Dyslex, since having this girlfriend, he has not done he's only done... He doesn't go over the 9 hour mark anymore. Before, he'd do 16, 12 hours. But he's not doing the 12 hour shows anymore. You guys want to know why? This is confidential information. It's not me just bullshitting and making anything up. But he told me, in confidence, through Facebook, which is CIA-owned property, that he's been getting off the air a little bit early every night to go sneak into Heather's bedroom and have his way with her. And I'm thinking, okay, but aren't you guys together? And he's like, oh, that's like a blurry line, yeah, sort of, kind of. Like, okay, teach them. So, why do you have to sneak in there? I asked him, and he said, well, the father's there. And the father, I guess, does not like Mexican people. And as we all know, Dyslex is a Mexican. Not that there's anything wrong with being Mexican, but Dyslex just happens to be Mexican and hates Mexicans. So, I always find that, funny. Like the Black Klansman. So, yeah, I guess he has to sneak in over there. And I guess his deal is he's actually trying to knock up Heather for her 6th kid. That's right, people. This is Dyslex's game. He's doing the old teenager move of 1 kid per state. I can't really blame the guy. But reality will hit him. He'll be dismayed to know that child support is a bitch. Especially if you have a good job. I mean, poor Dyslex. But anyways, so what I noticed was Dyslex banned Pumpkin and Rick, because Rick said something to Mandy about, hey, when are you coming on Virtual Jukebox next so I can talk to you or whatever. And then he got banned, and then Pumpkin asked, why do you get banned? And then so Dyslex banned him. So ever since then, there's been a lot of tension between these two shows. It's unfortunate. Because they both can actually, work with each other. Not work against. Because then there's this antagonistic community. Whereas the founders of these shows will look at other chats. If you're in Dyslex's chat but not Night Talk, they'll get mad. But if you're in Night Talk's chat room but not Dyslex's, he'll get mad. So there are sides being formed. So you have to pick, people. This is serious. You can't laugh this shit off. There's only sides. There's no neutrality. There's no Swiss neutrality. Chards. Chards are great, by the way. Except me. I'm the only one neutral here. All you other people, you have to pick a side. So whoever you like more, you can only go to their show from now on. And that's just the way it works here. I hope that sometime soon that Dyslex and Rick and Pumpkin can do like some sort of treaty to where everyone's free to roam Spreaker as they wish. But that's just not the way it works. You know, this is America. This isn't communist Russia where, you know, we're all under one big tent. We all got to pick and choose sides. We all got to stand behind one warlord. When our people came to America from Britain, Germany, Ireland, unfortunately Ireland, we escaped the persecution of the king. So we said, no taxation without representation. You know what we did? We traded a tyrant from 3,000 miles away to 100 miles away. We want our tyrants local. That way, if we have a problem with them, kaboom, bitches! You can just get rid of them. Dispose of them. Because if you're in Virginia and you don't like your elected officials, you can always bury them in the desert. You know, just look for the tallest cactus you can find because you cannot touch them in Virginia. The cactuses, there's laws. So what you can do is you can dig underneath the cactuses because they can't dig underneath them. Because usually if you're going to dig underneath the cactus, it's usually to steal it. But you can't steal cactuses. So just dig underneath it, hide the bodies there, and guess what? Cactuses live for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, so by the time someone finds that body, you'll be long dead yourself. So this is the perfect way to get away with murder. But I don't want to give murder tips on my show. This is a family show. This is for kids of all ages. But, yes. Another thing we got to talk about is the BWC versus Gamergate. In case you guys don't know what the BWC is, that is the Bill Wagner crew. It has a limited presence here on Spreaker. It seems like they chased off quite a few people. I won't name names because that's just rude. But yeah, they've chased off a lot of people. They made a few people have chimp outs on here. And you can Google them, the Bill Wagner crew. I think they might have even targeted Dyslex a few months ago. I can't be sure on that, but I thought maybe, but I don't know. The person that I thought maybe did it denied it, so it might not be them. I don't know. But they're targeting the Gamergate people. In case you guys don't know what Gamergate is, it's about a bunch of nerds and how they say some woman, because she has tits in a virgin market, she used her tits to complain about gender inequality to make a shitty game. And she pulled a lot of favors just because she's not even really that above average looking, unfortunately. So if you're an ugly chick, just go in the video game world, man. They'll accept anybody. They're pretty desperate fucks. And guess what? She rose to prominence. I wouldn't take her to prom if you paid me. But yeah, her name was Zoe Quinn. You can Google her. And they've been targeting and fucking with all the Gamergate people. Can't say they don't deserve it, because they do. Because it's a bunch of little feminists bitching, oh this, oh that. So it's basically trolls upon trolls versus other trolls. So it's basically just a big troll chimpathon. Feelings are getting hurt, lols are being had, and that is the way of the internet, my friends. We cannot hate trolls. When you look at a troll across the room, you cannot sit there and say, I hate him. He hurts my feels. you should be thanking him because he's